Hello guys, it's Anisa. Welcome back to another podcast where I'm in my car again. So this one is just kind of like a chill video. I'm going to be doing my nails because they look a bit gross and I wanted to paint them a cute summery colour. I feel like my nose looks a bit snatched, so I kind of contoured it a bit extra today because I wanted it to look really snatched and really cute, and I just think it suits my face a little bit more. Maybe that's just like in my head, but I don't know. Okay, so let's go straight into the video. This is like a theory that I've been thinking of. Wait, let me quickly show you my nail polish options. I've got option number one. These are actually my friends because I don't own nail polish. I don't even wear nail polish ever. And option number two, and although they might look the same, here's what I'm going to do. The classic YouTuber hand show the shade kind of thing. They're not the same shade, even though they look really similar. So we've got the one at the top, which is lighter, the one at the bottom, which is darker. I do think I'm going to go for the darker shade, so let's do that. I'm going to try and not make a mess of it in my car. I'm not very good at things like this. Actually, I'll be okay doing this hand, but I can't do this hand with this hand because I can't use my left hand very well. But I wanted to talk about fears. I kind of like refer more to like intangible fears. For example, like fears to do with a fear of rejection, a fear of abandonment, a fear of not being good enough, a fear of failure, whatever it is, whatever fear it is that you can identify yourself as having. And a lot of the time it can be derived from like your childhood, past experiences. It can be derived from your own perception of yourself. So many things can contribute to like what your internal fear is. And I feel like it's really important to first of all identify what is your fear, because once you have a fear, you then, almost like with an actual fear, like a fear of spiders, you then begin to change and alter your behaviour according to your fear. And that can be in relation to like how you treat other people. It can be linking to how you treat yourself. Wait, this is quite cute. It can link to like how you treat yourself, so you might be quite unkind to yourself if you've got a fear of failure, and that might lead to things like imposter syndrome. I'm saying this like I'm licensed to talk about. I'm just doing a psychology degree and I'm making things up from my own experiences. Again, it's all a theory. I'm not like trying to diagnose you or anything. I just want to be like a little bit helpful if I can be, but my nail looks really cute. So step one. Do you have a fear? If not, brilliant, lovely, carry on with your life. That is very good. And if you do have a fear, try and think of what is your fear. And I don't think it's that important. I mean, arguably, I don't know if it's that important to think where this fear would have come from. But I think it's just important to know if you have like a shadow fear, like one that kind of hides, one that's not very conscious, the way like we consciously know we're afraid of like dogs or spiders or rats or whatever. And tune into that. Tune into what your fear is. So for example, if you find yourself getting super worked up about little things or procrastinating a lot, does that stem from a fear? And I feel like that's something to like really start thinking about if you want to go down the route of thinking about it. I'm trying to clean up this nail. Like I said, I'm not very good at this nail thing. Okay, so this is the part where my theory aspect comes into it, where I'm making it up. And this is what I think. So it's kind of like the way you might have a fear of rejection, and in order to get over that fear of rejection, you have to face your fear. And that's with like any fear, like any normal fear. We know that we have to face our fears, right? Because that is what will, I mean, there are other methods of getting rid of fears, like for example, systematic desensitization, which is where you are slowly exposed to the stimulus. But in this example of fears, what I'm talking about, I think being exposed to your fear is the best way to get over it. And what I mean by that is, before I used to have like a little fear of being by myself. I didn't like it, and I don't mean like in terms of like in like a relationship. I just mean I didn't like doing things alone. Like I would hate to go out to the shop alone. I hate being independent. Like I liked it, but I didn't like doing things alone. And that came from a fear. That just came from a fear of like I felt like I would do the wrong thing, or I felt like I would look stupid if I was by myself, or I felt like a bit embarrassed. And I can't exactly label what this fear was, but it was like a fear of like perhaps the best things like looking stupid or like making a fool out of myself. And when someone else is there, it's a bit different, but when you're by yourself, it's like, it kind of came from a sense of being anxious and like, can I do things by myself, which is such a lie, because everyone can do things by themselves, right? And the way that I overcame this, because one of my flatmates knew, like, last year I couldn't do anything unless she was in. When she'd go back home, I would be like sitting in my room all weekend. I couldn't do anything. I didn't want to go to the library alone. I didn't want to go to the shops alone. I literally didn't want to go to like the laundrette alone, and it was weird, but it was just something that I just didn't want to do. Like, I didn't want to go and feel like I looked stupid there or like out of place because I was alone, which again is like such a bad thing to do, because this year I feel like it's so different now because I go out by myself, and that has really helped me with that fear. Like, if I'm alone now, because being lonely and being alone aren't the same thing, so I'm not talking about loneliness, I'm talking about being alone, being with my own company. I embrace that so much now, and that fear is completely gone, like completely gone, and I can do so much more by myself. And I just feel like there's so much to learn from that. So for example, right, imagine you have a fear of rejection. In order to get over that fear, which will slowly manifest into your life and start to maybe like self-sabotage and ruin things for you if you're constantly afraid of rejection, or it might even come in the way of opportunities, or... Ooh, I'm really bad at this, like literally, look at this nail. Yeah. So if you have this fear of rejection, then you're never going to be open to new opportunities, because one, you'll just fear getting rejected without even trying in the first place, and as well as that, it will just put you in like a bad state of mind. And I feel like what you then need to do is you need to get rejected. And that sounds really harsh, but it's so true, because then you would have experienced rejection and you kind of take it in. And like, for example, like the spider fear, when you face spiders, when you're like flooded to it, your nervous system kind of like gets used to it. You start to think, oh, it's actually not that bad. Like, why was I going into fight or flight because of this? And then you will start to like understand that it's not that scary. And then if it happens again, like you become so desensitized to it where it doesn't affect you anymore. Like, slowly as time goes by, it won't affect you as much anymore when you do face rejection in the future. Okay, hand numero uno is done. How is she looking? I feel like my hands, which have cuter nails, just look nicer. So I'm just going to walk around on my hand like this because they look okay. But my middle finger just doesn't, like, it really doesn't. But anyway, what was I saying? Oh, I had a point in my head and I completely forgot. Right. Rejection is inevitable. It's inevitable. Like, think of, like, One Direction, right? They failed on X Factor before they went and succeeded. And rejection is not the end of the world. Like I said in another video, rejection is redirection. So I know, like, that's just a small example. There's, like, trillions of fears people can have. Like, my fear of looking stupid. I had to just go out there and realise I'm not looking stupid. Or I did this with my friend the other day. And then I was explaining this whole idea to her. And what we did is we went out and it's her birthday in like a few months' time, but I'm not going to see her because she's going abroad. So I got party hats and I said, we are going to wear these party hats. And I don't care if you walk around in public wearing it. You might think we look stupid, but that's going to just get rid of that fear. So then if we want to do things in the future, we no longer have that fear. It's like being exposed to that stimulus or that feeling where we will then no longer feel that way anymore in the future. So like I was saying, my phone cut out because of my storage, but basically, like, we wore the party hats, and after that we actually felt good about doing it. We got so many random compliments from people. It was so cute, and it was like, actually really wholesome. And I was like, see, like, now I don't care about looking stupid, or if I wanted to like wear, I don't know, like a new hat or new shoes, and I was like, what if I look stupid? Like, I don't think that anymore because I don't care. Like, I went walking around wearing party hats. So whether your fear is something like moving out of your home city, moving out of your house because you're scared of being alone or experiencing the real world, you have to do it. You have to do it. Like, life is too short. Why would you not do it? So whatever your fear is, whether that's your fear of driving, I know some people have fear of driving. That was me at the start before I like just start driving around on my own. You have to do it. Like, if you're afraid of driving on the motorway, you have to do it. Whatever your fear is, you have to do it. Like, life is way too short. If you're afraid of talking to new people, you have to go out there and put yourself in a position to go out there and talk to new people. If your fear is public speaking, honestly, go and put yourself in an opportunity where you can public speak, because it's actually great. I love public speaking, probably because I just like generally public speaking the way I am now, but like it's actually good. Like it gives you like a high, like a buzz, and it feels so good. So whatever your fear is, you have to find a way to do it, because that is the only way that you will ever conquer it. Okay, I'm still on hand number 1. I have not moved on to hand number 2 yet, because I'm waiting for this to dry, then I can do it properly. But I don't know if I love it. I mean, yeah, it's summery, it's cute. If your fear is eating, you have to eat that pizza. If your fear is going onto public transport alone, you have to do it. And once you've done it, you'll be like, wait, it's not that bad. That was me. I didn't want to go on the train alone. I was petrified by the idea of using a train and figuring out the platform and doing all of that. But it's fine. Like I did it, and I was like, wait, I can do this with my eyes closed. If your fear is traveling alone, solo travel, do it. You will not regret it. Like you will, I'm telling you now, you will never regret it. You will never, ever, ever regret it. But what you will regret is if you don't face your fears and you live with those fears. And with like a more kind of, what's the word? Intangible fear, and one that's like a very prominent and one that we really internalize. It's not like, oh, I'm scared of driving. Like the fear of being judged is real, and it's very, 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 very real more now in like the whole social media world. Like we don't want to be judged, we're scared of being judged, but what you have to do is put yourself in a position to be judged, and then that will completely get rid of this fear. I would never, ever, ever post on my Instagram. To be fair, I still don't, but that's because it's just like private anyway. I would not want to post on TikTok, even though I really wanted to make TikToks. And now I think I'm gonna put myself out there in a position where I will get judged and I will make cringy videos and people will comment all sorts of things, but I have to put myself in that position first for me to then get over this fear and for me to get over myself. Because so what if they judge me? Like so what? Like it will not make my life worse, if you know what I mean, because I'm happy. Making these videos is what makes me happy, and all the positive comments, which is what I will focus on, is what makes me happy. So I hope that you guys took something away from this video, and if you did, I hope that you go out and find a way to face your fears, and you will thank me later, and I will be there cheering you on. And watch this video again if you need that extra moral support. And I'm telling you now, like, go out there, go face your fears, go do whatever it is you're afraid of, because like I said, life's too short and there's so much out there in the world waiting for you, so many opportunities and so many people to meet, so much to do. Like there is so much to do, you just can't be afraid of doing it. So that's all. I'm gonna go get a drink and I'll see you guys in my next video, hopefully. Finally managed to get both hands done. They are looking quite cute, I can't lie, and I like the colour. I think they're very summery, very cute. I'm trying to like have more contrast, so I keep showing it against this. What do we think? What do we think of the nails? So as I was saying, getting over these fears is not going to be quick. It will take work, and it will take a lot of work, and it will take so much like little baby steps you're going to have to do. Like with me, like I said, my one of doing things alone, only now I've started to like go on walks alone. Slowly I want to build it up to like going on runs alone and things like that, but even now I'm still trying to like baby steps. But anyway, we'll get there, and I really hope that you guys just, you know, take in the things from this video, and that you guys have the best opportunities available to you. So I wish you guys nothing but success and very good things coming your way, and I know that you'll be able to do that. You just got to put the work in first. No matter how much your mind will be like, I don't want to do it, nope. That is how procrastination comes in, and that is how we have avoidance behavior, and that's not good because we want to better ourselves always. Thank you for watching. Nail close up.